Welcome back, you're live with Expresso. I'm so tired, not even that gorgeous little laugh makes me feel any better. No, I'm joking. Sleep deprivation, though, is no joke. Very common complaint for parents with newborns. But more than 50% of toddlers also do not sleep through the night. I suddenly feel better. Bedtime battles and wandering around at night are familiar scenarios, and I think most parents with toddlers have dealt with this at least sometime. It's all phases. It seems just when you get a handle on it, then it's out of your control. So we are joined by co-author of Sleep Sense, who also conducts bi-monthly online sleep courses, as well as a sleep practice here in Cape Town, Meg Faure. Meg, we love you because you know everything. You really do. No, you really have been a wonderful resource for me as I've embarked on this parenting journey, which I'm so appreciative of. And as I was saying, it just feels like as soon as you get a handle on things, then you enter into a new phase, and it's just so hectic. And with toddlers, I wasn't aware that it was because you kind of know that with babies, you kind of expect not to sleep with newborns and younger children, but not so much with toddlers. Why is it such a challenge, and what is the biggest kind of daytime sleep challenge with toddlers?
Yeah, so the biggest daytime sleep challenge is that they're going to start to want to drop their sleep. And for some little ones, that can start as early as kind of 20 months and even 2 years old. And for others, they hold on to those day sleeps until they're 5. And the challenge for parents is that if your child doesn't have that day sleep, they are ratty, they're impossible in the evening, they're unplayable, they don't eat well, and often they don't sleep well at night as well, because we know that how well they sleep in the day
completely
affects how well they sleep at night. So toddlers really need that midday sleep from like 12 until 2 latest. That sleep must be held all the way until 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
But hold on, before you say that, many little ones will drop the sleep, but they must just have a rest. So you must put in place a rest time where your little one goes to their room, has some downtime, has a rest time, at least, and if possible, a sleep over that time of day.
Okay, so just quieten the space.
Quiet space, yeah.
If you can, have a little snooze then as well.
Absolutely.
And just please, as a parent, you know, never ever say to another parent, oh, you must sleep when the baby sleeps, because life doesn't work like that, okay? So you were saying up until 5, that's quite old.
Yeah, so 5 they must have a rest, and for some little ones what they'll do is you'll take them to a room and say, you have to have a rest now, and they'll end up falling asleep kind of halfway through that rest. And that rest can be playing Lego on the bed or reading a book or whatever. You know, they don't have to sleep. But certainly the actual discipline of going to their room over that time of day is important.
Something that really does relate to me, because when you're really tired, you're just looking for the quickest solution. Night feeds. If your baby is waking up with the bottle, just in general, having the bottle there as a part of that falling asleep process, which is very much a part of a younger baby's process, how do you grapple with that? What are the repercussions of that, and how do you deal with that?
So we do expect night feeds for babies, but for toddlers, it's actually a serious no-no. And there are a number of reasons for that. The one that you've mentioned is that there's this expectation. So if they fall asleep with the bottle, they wake multiple times in the night to have the bottle again to fall asleep. So it can affect sleep. But there's 2 health reasons that are very important. The one is that little ones who have, and I'm talking about toddlers now, who have milk at night.
Specifically, yeah?
Yeah, specifically little ones over 1 year old. If they have milk at night, it will impact their day appetite for solids. And solids are where they should be getting their nutrients. So you often have a scenario where a parent thinks their child's a picky eater. They don't eat in the day.
They're just full.
So they give them more milk at night because they think they must be hungry, and that in turn kicks on to a picky eater in the day. And so nighttime bottles are an absolute no-no for kids over 1. And then the third thing is that it can cause ear infections and tooth cavities. And you don't want that, you know, because all that milk sugar sits around their teeth.
You're not brushing,
You're not brushing at night. So it really, there's many reasons why little ones must not have milk at night.
How do you then manage that?
Yeah.
How do you, in that transitional phase, is it just about sucking it up?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
It is cold turkey, so you do need to go cold turkey on it, but offer them a little bit of water. So with little ones, particularly when they're getting to kind of 18 months to 2 years old, they will understand. And you can say, I know that you want milky, but the kitchen is closed, so you can have water or nothing. And very quickly a toddler will work out, actually, he'd rather have the water than nothing. And if you stick to your guns, you're consistent, and you're quite calm about the way that you present that, they will actually take it. It'll take a night or 2.
Yeah, grin and bear it, basically. Grin and bear it, but you have to get through it. Now that I understand the repercussions in a very practical sense, I certainly understand that. We're going to continue to chat to Meg about sleep deprivation. Yes, we know, but what's at the heart of that when it comes to our little ones, our toddlers especially, how we can help them sleep better and what positive repercussions there can be for a well-rested child and a well-rested parent. Oh, it must be nice.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
All right, I know I was quite depressed earlier with the sleep deprivation, but that sound has made me feel a lot better. It's Baby Talk now with Meg Faure. We are talking about sleep deprivation, disturbed sleep, in particular with our toddlers and what we can do about it and some of the causes. We've spoken about night feeds and how that might play a role. Bubba waking up possibly a little bit hungry, but what if your toddler is waking up and maybe wandering into the room? There's nothing quite like the surprise of waking up to a little face right there. And I think you want to kind of reason maybe it's dreams. I've gone through this a lot myself. But what could be some of the reasons for those awakenings in the middle of the night?
Yeah, so we always start with the organics. In other words, the things that you can rule out medically and health-wise. That's important. A big thing for toddlers are actually worm infestations. Now, people freak out when I say that. We're not talking about tapeworms and roundworms and things like that. We're talking about little pinworms that all little toddlers will pick up. They dig in the soil and they're outdoors and they're playing with animals. Nothing hectic, but you do need to deworm. Yeah, so from 18 months onwards, you must deworm your babies every 6 months. And that actually is quite a big cause of night wakings for toddlers. The second reason why toddlers wake up classically is for nightmares. I mean, you touched on it, and they definitely do have fears. Their imagination kicks in.
Oh, it's going wild.
Yeah, in line with their language. They're watching maybe a little bit of TV. They're reading the stories at night, and suddenly all of those stories enact in the middle of the night, and they develop fears. So
on the broom, the dragon.
There you go. Exactly, the witch. Yeah. So absolutely. So so definitely nightmares are a big part of it. And dealing with the little ones' fears are important. I mean, a couple of tips are: number one, have a night light either in the passage or in the bedroom, just so that if they do wake up and they can see the dressing gown on the back of the door, or whatever, they know that it's what it is. And then secondly, just be empathetic around it. So everything's fine. Let's switch on the light, check everything. You can also have a little spray bottle filled with water for older toddlers that they can actually spray things away. And it's so funny because you say, it's not here, don't worry, let's spray it away. And they spray it away, and after a few nights they just start to do it themselves. It's a cute little tip that little toddlers can use. So nightmares are a big cause as well of night wanderings.
Jack says no to the dragon, and then the dragon's teeth fall out, and then everything feels
fine.
We're using the term lightly, sleep deprived, but it is hectic. And we were jokingly saying that, like, you don't know what sleep deprivation is until you've had a child. What are we as parents possibly getting wrong if we are sleep deprived? Because there must be ways that we can deal with this.
Yeah, so for toddlers, I mean, a couple of things. Number one, you've got to have a early bedtime and a good bedtime routine. I think what often happens is that you're getting late home from work, potentially, and then you want to play with your toddler and spend time with them. Before you know it, it's like 8 o'clock at night. They're overtired, and when they become overtired, they push bedtime later because they are irritable and frenetic and they don't settle easily. And then you have more bedtime battles, and before you know it, they've actually got quite a short night of sleep ahead of them, which makes them wake up actually more often. So they're more likely to have night terrors and so on. So a good bedtime routine is essential. And just a couple of pointers there: no TV after 4 o'clock in the afternoon for toddlers. If you're potty training, no liquids after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because otherwise they're going to wake up for wet nappies and for wetting their bed. And then once you go to your toddler's bedroom at, like, let's say an hour before bedtime, so you go to the bedroom at 6 o'clock, don't leave the bedroom after that. Stay in the room, so you have bath and story and bottle in the bedroom. Don't leave it, because if toddlers think there's an opportunity outside of the room, they're going to take it. So those are just a couple of things around a bedtime routine.
Absolutely love that. When should we reasonably be expecting? Is there a universal standard for when Bubba should be sleeping through? Yeah,
well, our expectation should be, and let's just clarify what sleeping through is. So sleeping through is 10 to 12 hours stretches where the parent isn't disturbed. So potentially little ones will still wake at night. You're dreaming of that. So potentially little ones will still wake at night, but they're able to put themselves to sleep without disturbing their parents. And that parents can reasonably expect from 6 months of age. So it's not, there will be times, like you said earlier, where there's teething or a snotty nose, or they've just changed schools and now there's some nightmares. Those will come as intermittent issues, but if on the whole, a little one should sleep through from 6 months.
I feel well rested already, just thinking about sleeping for 10 to 12 hours a night. No, it's phases, and there is something you can do about it if you are going through that, the depths of a sleep deprivation episode right now. But I think get practical about it. Meg has given us some absolute gems today. Think about it, call yourself out, hold yourself up to that standard and then work backwards from there. There are ways that you can help your little one sleep better because they will be so much happier if they are well rested, just like us. Thank you so much, Meg. That was awesome.
Okay, thanks.